Hey guys, it's Michael here. Gonna unbox some lures for you. Some pre-spawn lures. Been buying lures all winter, so it's time to bust them out. Show you guys. Alright guys, so been buying lures all winter. I feel like one of my eyes just went cross-eyed. Don't mind him back there, he's just hanging out. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some lures I bought for the early spring this year. First off, I finally got a hold of a couple of these. Got me some jackhammers. They're made by Evergreen and I think Z-Man, and they're basically they're really expensive, overpriced chatterbaits, but I've wanted them for a long time. They're like $15 a piece. That's a good color. I got some green pumpkin and then a green pumpkin black and blue one. So paired up with those jackhammers, I've got some Gambler Little Easy swim baits. These are my favorite, absolute favorite chatterbait trailers, and they're durable, they're cheap. I think it's $2.99 for a 9-pack, and they're not like Kitex. They don't fall apart every 3 seconds. And I'm gonna rig one of these up for you guys just so you can check it out and see how I rig it. These are small enough to where you don't really have to bite anything down. You don't have to shorten the swim bait at all. What you do, well, give me like 10 minutes to get this off because I remember last time it took forever. Alright, so about 10 years later I got that hook cover off. My favorite thing about these is that little bait keeper. It's a lot better than any of the other bait keepers on the other chatterbaits because it actually keeps the bait on, which is what a bait keeper should do. And you won't burn up as many swim baits because it actually will keep it from sliding down on the hook. You don't have to. I usually super glue my trailers on, but I don't have to with these. So you just slide it up. This color of swim bait I think is called Copperfield. It's supposed to be a bluegill imitator, but I think it looks kind of like a shad too. I'm really bad about getting this the first try, so don't judge me. This one might work out. Oh yeah, perfect. So that's the full-sized Gambler swim bait on there, the Little Easy. And for me, I like to use these to catch big fish, and that's perfect. I don't want to trim that down at all. And I mean, 1 and 2 pounders will eat this all day. And actually, I've never tried that color combo before, but I really think that swim bait matches up with that chatterbait really well. That's the Brett Height edition Evergreen. And also, forgot to mention, all I throw is 1/2-ounce chatterbaits. I don't use 3/8. I like my chatterbaits to stay down, and if you burn them, you can just lift your rod tip up, put them near the surface, but if I want them down in the water column, it's a lot easier with a 1/2-ounce than with a 3/8. Up next, we got some flat-sided cranks. Tackle Warehouse had these on clearance, and they're Rapala, the DT Flat 7. That's one of Mike Iaconelli's colors. It's like a weird muted red craw color. And they're balsa lures, but they actually do have a rattle. It's kind of a really subtle rattle though. And it's like a flat, it's got a square bill, but it dives 7 feet, and it's a flat side crank. So it should be really good for cold water, like pre-spawn applications. This one will be better for a little dirtier water. And then I've never seen this color of crank before, so I had to try it. I like green pumpkin anything, but they actually make that in a green pumpkin color. And I think that'll be really good in clear water. It'll imitate a craw. So, what else do we got? Got some new stuff I wanted to try. I got some craw worms from Big Bite Baits. Here, I already opened this pack. We'll look at these. But I think these were $2.50 a pack, and I think there's like 10 in there. But I plan on using these on a shaky head when the bite's real tough, because these look identical to like a real craw. Like, not just like a craw imitator, this looks almost exactly like it. Give me a few hours, I'll get this bag open. So it's called the craw worm. The tail is kind of like a worm, but I mean, that's just a really realistic craw. That brown looks a lot like the craws around here, and it'll be good for clear water. And I got a green pumpkin for when the water's just a little bit dirtier. What else? We got some Sunline. It's my favorite line. I use this for my all-purpose fluorocarbon, basically. I use it for flipping. I use it for casting jigs. I use it basically on any bottom bait rod, and I also use it for chatterbaits. 18 pound is pretty thin. It almost looks like 15 pound test or 16, but it's got almost no memory. It casts really far, and I've caught 4 or 5 pounders in brush with this line multiple times, or caught them out from under docks, rubbing dock pilings and stuff like that, and it never breaks on me. Tried something new this year too. Kind of scared to get it out of the bag, but it's called Kickin' Bass. It's a fish attractant, and it's just the crawfish scent. A lot of people use garlic, but I feel like everyone uses garlic, so you might as well just try something different. But I think it was only $6 or $7, and apparently it stays on really well. That's actually a decent sized container. It should last me a long time. I probably won't use scent all the time, but I think it'll help in tournaments and stuff like that. Let's see. Got some flipping weights, some 1/2 ounce tungsten. I usually use 3/8 as a max, but sometimes in the spring on Shelbyville, the bushes will flood, and I've had trouble getting my lure down into like the heart of the bush when I flip it. So I got some heavier weights. These will also be good for throwing a big worm in the summer and actually keep in contact with the bottom, because I was having trouble with that last year. Got just some replacement hooks from Mustad, just some triple grips. They're extra wide gap. I lost a lot of fish on treble hook lures last year, so this year before any tournament I'm replacing it all with brand new hooks, just so I don't lose a bunch of money in fish, because that's not cool. What else? This I didn't get from Tackle Warehouse, but Walmart had a little deal for $9. They had 3 of these Booyah pad crashers. I've never tried this brown one before. But it looks like a decent color, and I've always had good luck with the quality on these. This one in particular is awesome for night fishing. It's black and blue. It's got the popping face on it, and it makes a lot of noise. And my last one, I caught so many fish on it that it like broke in half basically. I had to fix it with super glue. So definitely worth buying this if you night fish. Alright, last but not least, I got some Berkeley Havoc Pit Bosses. I think Big Texan color. Yeah, it's Big Texan. It's like a brown and black, and it just looks like a good craw imitator. I got them for $2 on clearance, and they look like they'd be good on a swing head. I throw a lot of swing head jigs in the summer, and I just throw them like a crankbait in the rocks and bump the rocks, and I burn through plastics doing that constantly. So cheap plastics that look like a craw are a win-win. They'll pretty much eat anything flying by them that looks like this. So not really an early spring thing, but I'm sure it'll work in early spring too. But anyways, thanks for watching. You alright? Thanks for watching. Me and a buddy are going to Coffeen Lake tomorrow. It's a big power plant lake, and it's really hot. It might be February, but the water temps are in the 80s. And last time he went, he caught 30, 40 fish flipping laydowns in grass. So really looking forward to that, doing some spring, summer type fishing in the winter. So stay tuned for that. Probably going to use chatterbaits in that video. So if that works out, I'll show you how you can use these to catch some big early spring fish. But thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more, guys.